Welcome Wednesday to you, folks, in San Luis Obispo. Minutes after 6 bells, as usual, we meet each week, 6 to 7 o'clock, right here, and we are here to live the run. You know, a lot of stuff going on out there, folks, in the healthcare world, but understand this, and we will tell you this each and every week. Your government doesn't make you healthier. Your insurance company doesn't make you healthier. It's the lifestyle choices you make that bring that health to you and that human performance. We're going to talk about that and more. We talk about it each and every week. A bunch of good guests. We're going to recap a ton of races that have been happening. We got Scott Tinley's Lake Lopez Triathlon, a whole bunch of different races at that deal. A couple weekends ago, got a winner from one of those races on. We got City to the Sea recap from last week. We're going to touch a little bit on Kona Ironman as well, but we got a big show coming up for you in a couple of months when they recap that on NBC. They do some great video tributes, but props out to a few of those local athletes that competed this last weekend in Kona. Tough race. Any of you that kind of paid attention on Ironman.com. Karen Adelot, Amy Olin, Matt Russell, Van McCarty, all folks that have lived the run with us and folks that are competing at a very, very high level. Again, props to Matt Russell. Gosh, sounds like he went in the top 20 there at Kona. Very, very fast time. Again, some tremendous local athletes. So stay with us. We got Thomas Rice tonight, Kara June, Sean Chaney, all phenomenal finishes in these races and all stories to tell. It's not always about winning, although I did see a great shirt, and we saw a shirt not too long ago that said Victory Loves Company, and that is a great shirt. We often see Misery Loves Company. But, folks, if you're just joining us for the first time, thanks for tuning in. You can always find more at livingtherun.com, facebook.com/livingtherun. Or if you're one of those that wants to listen online, always go to espnradio1280.com/listen, and you can tune in on iTunes from home as well. In studio right now, a gaggle of us in here. I'm Rex Stevens, the host, pole vaulter Melissa Gergel, Olympian Paul Tarek. We always start off every show, Paul, with what we did this day. Blood Boiler, always brought to us by Team Swayze, Hal Swayze and the folks. Look them up at teamswayze.com if it's a new home. If you're looking to sell your home, or if you're just kind of looking to kind of peruse the area, you want knowledge, check those guys out, teamswayze.com. Guy that lives the run every day, Hal Swayze. You won't be sorry. Olympian. What did we get to today?
I'm halfway through mine, actually. I had some body. Well, no. I have my run. I have my run in the evening. It actually has been really warm in Grover. It's been nice around my house, so I've been putting my run off till the evenings. But I had my body weight circuit, squats, lunges, and flexibility today. It was awesome. Good times.
Hey, good times. I'm going to follow with that. We did a lot of body weight stuff ourselves. We went out to the track. We hit 400s. You could run them at whatever pace you wanted to go. In between the 400, it was a little bit odd. We did 50 air squats as fast as you could do them. Then we bear crawled 100 meters and then finished with 50 crunches. We did four rounds of that. Very fun time out there. There was 4 of us. We all pushed the level. Different people did. People shaking their head in this studio saying not such a fun time. A lot of camaraderie out there at the Cal Poly track. Hadn't bear crawled since I think I was in junior high, but 100 yards of bear crawl, not as easy as it may sound, and especially coming off of that 400 meter, you hit those squats pretty quick.
How fast were you running, though? How fast were you running?
I ran them in 130.
Okay, that's a solid. That's a solid. If you were going to say 3 minutes, I was going to say, all right, well, that's not really.
I kept them at about 130, and we all had slightly varied paces, but we weren't standing still on the 400.
Randolph, of course, ran like 128 just to I'm sure of it.
Just to rub it in. Melissa Gergel, what'd we do today? Actually, do you want to talk about yesterday's workout? Because I'm interested to hear about yesterday's workout. Get up to the mic, get a little closer, and tell us about yesterday's workout.
Yesterday was, of course, my favorite, the 200s, the 10 200s with the minute rest. I've been doing that workout for probably 6 years now during the fall, and it never gets any easier. I never thought that I would miss the bark dust trail that we used to run it on in Eugene, but running on the grass here is terrible. It just sucks the energy right out of your legs. That minute just gets shorter and shorter, I swear. And no matter how fast I run them or how slow I run them, it always hurts at the end. It never gets any better, ever.
Obviously, run them faster then. If it's going to hurt no matter what, just run them faster.
Just run them faster. Yeah. Get done a little faster. Leads in nice to our guest in studio right now. He's joined us before. One of the best ultra runners on the Central Coast. one of the best around. And one thing I'm going to say right off the bat, Thomas. You've been with us before, and go ahead, step in there a little bit. A lot of people think in the ultra world, ultra people, they go long time and they're fairly, it's a slow, long pace. You are fast. Talking about running a sub 110 in the half marathon at City to the Sea this year, first place in your age group, second overall.
I have to stop you there. I didn't run sub 110 this year. That's
yeah,
what
but
I did
sub
like
110 in your
17
life.
years ago.
Hey, still sub 110. Now you're at 115. It doesn't matter. 115 is very, very fast on that course. You're little older than 17 years ago, keeping the pace. But, again, most of us that don't know the ultra world well, we think long and slow. That is shorter and faster. Very, very fast. Congratulations on a good time.
Thanks. Talking about like ultra world and slow, a good friend of mine, John Olsen from Modesto, a couple of weeks ago broke the American record in the 100-mile, and he ran 11 hours and 59 minutes. There's like 7-minute, 11-second pace for 100 miles straight. So ultra running is not necessarily slow. Yeah.
That's just remarkable speed. That's basically he ran marathons at about a 3-hour clip, four of them in a row.
Yep.
Folks, listen to that just for a second. Do the math on that. Don't crash as you
or don't do the math, and let us just tell you that is obscenely fast.
It's obscenely fast. What kind of course was that on? I mean, obviously fairly flat.
It was actually a track race.
And that's
on the track, so 402 laps on the track.
Wait, on a track?
Yeah, remember Thomas brought this up to us before, talking about breaking the German record, weren't you? That's a sight for you, isn't it, to get on the track, run 400 laps, break the German record. What's the time there that you're shooting for?
My hope is probably next year, because this year there's a conflict with my kids racing. There's a race in December that I wanted to do this year. It's in Arizona. They have a 12 and 24-hour race on the track. And my goal would be to break the German record in the 12 hours. And for that, I have to run about 82 and a half miles in those 12 hours.
Talk about the difference there. I mean, obviously, training for 82 and a half miles, training for 100 miles, much different than training for 13 miles. Do you train at all for the 13 miles, or do you just use that 13-mile run as a faster pace run, push the heart rate a little differently, the intensity a little differently?
No, I actually did change my training a little bit in the last 3 months. The last 4 years, I put all my eggs in one basket, training for solely like 100-mile mountain ultra races, and so I lost some of my speed. And my best season in ultra running was my first 2 years when I was still fast, and I lost some of that. So I made my goal for this later part of the year up until the end of the year to get faster again. And so I ran the Savor 10K and then City to Sea, and I will run Cal International Marathon in Sacramento in December, and then hopefully take that speed into next year's ultra running season and crank out some fast ultras again.
Talk about the season, again, talking to Thomas Rice, ultra runner, took first place in his age group, second overall at City to the Sea this past weekend. Talk about this year a little bit for you. I know a couple disappointing things, a couple disappointing races, maybe a few injuries that you were dealing with. Talk about some of the mental ups and downs of the year and how you expect to finish strong.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, anyone that gets over 40 starts noticing that it's like doesn't get any easier, So there's just little, you don't recover as fast, and if you have a little injury that you needed to take 3 days off, now it takes 3 weeks and it still hurts after 3 weeks, So I had to have some a few small issues that I'm working through with icing and, those kind of things. As far as my season, I started off with a great 50K in February. I ran Ray Miller 50K down in LA, and that was good. I got fourth overall there. And then ran a tough 50-miler in Reno. I got seventh in that race, and that was a really good race. And then my goal was the Tahoe Rim Trail 100, and I was kind of sick like a couple days before, sore throat, kind of nothing major, but it just didn't happen. So I actually dropped at mile 42 in that race. And went to Germany. In Germany, I had a great race, ran like a very traditional 25K race that they had for like 34 years, and got second there as well. And then I thought, like, you know what, let's keep working on my speed for the rest of the year. And then there was Saver where I got second, and then CD2C where I got second. So
One of the things I've always wondered about the ultra, I used to hear the cross country runners talk. They were training 10K, maybe cross country courses as well, but put in a 100-mile week or so. You average it up over the whole course of a year, and they might be running, they might run 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles a year, whatever. What do you run in a year, races and everything included?
it's about almost 4,000, like 3,500.
I know people who don't put that many miles on their car.
I'm one of them. I actually put less miles in my car than I run.
Than on his legs.
My car's mint condition, but my shoes, well, they're broken.
Again, Thomas Rice, second overall at CDC this weekend, first in his age group. It tells us a little story about the guy who beat you this year. I think that's great. I think it's great from the standpoint your longevity in the sport, how much you're paying attention to your own fitness, and how you're not just saying, hey, I'm done by the time I'm 28, I'm 30, 35, washed up. You're keeping it going strong.
Yeah, funny little story about the guy who won. I figured out I ran City to Sea the first time in '96, which I think was the inaugural race of it, and got second place behind Danny Gonzalez, very great runner from LA at the time. And so that was like 17 years ago, and I talked to the winner after the race and asked him how old he is, and he said he's 23. So I said, wow, you were 6 years when I got second the first time in this race. So I guess. Yeah.
Still second place. That tells something about your training, man. Hey, can I ask you? I saw you at the documentary in the high country, Anton Krupicka. What's your take on that guy? Goofy guy, from a radio standpoint. I went to the interview myself. Incredible downhill runner. I mean, no question about it. The video was really kind of stunning to me, how good his proprioception in his feet, his ankles, his stride. But your take on a fellow ultra?
I mean, Anton, he's a great guy. I've known Anton now for 6 years. He actually used to be on the La Sportiva mountain running team that I'm a member of. And so we were teammates on that team. And he's an all-around really great guy. And you know what, he truly, some of the stuff is probably a little bit for sponsors. And, he has to make a living.
Of course.
And he is a professional runner. But you know what? He truly loves running. That's why he started knocking out like 220-mile weeks and crazy stuff like that. He just loves running. And I think that became pretty clear in the High Country movie that it's authentic. It's truly a passion for just running a lot.
I'm glad you called it a movie, not a documentary.
I think it's actually visual essay.
A visual essay was the better description of that.
I stand corrected.
Hey, Thomas, I got to say this. Thanks again always for joining us. We got to make the point. You're not a professional getting from sponsors. You're a guy who works a 40-hour-a-week job, probably 40-plus, still running very, very hard, very good. More compliments to you. Got to get your sons back in here. I miss seeing those guys each time you brought them, or each time you've come. The sons have come, but they are fast too. I keep kind of paying attention to those. Those times are getting good on those young boys.
Yeah, they actually got ran pretty fast at the Saver 5K. They both ran like 20:36 and 20:37. So they were right behind each other. So
yeah, rapid pace from them. What's how do you finish out the year again? Are you pacing anybody? I want to give props out to Tara Dubé too. Tara ran a very nice race at City to the Sea too. She won her age group. I know Eric's got something coming up. He's got a 50, or I think he's got a 50-miler coming up. You involved in the pacing at all?
No, Eric is actually going to run a 100-miler in.
He's got 100 coming
November. Up. Yeah, he's running Rio del Lago 100 miles, and Tara, and he's actually doing it without a pacer. He just wants to experience the whole deal without a pacer, which I think is cool. I think that's a whole different.
Hey,
thing.
props to Eric.
Yeah, and then Tara is actually running the race that Luis Escobar puts on down in Santa Barbara, Red Rock 50.
That's right. She's got the Red Rock 50. Yeah.
That's probably one of the hardest 50-milers in the U.S., I would say. I've done the race myself, and it's brutal.
Hey, thanks for staying in tune with us. We always appreciate you coming into studio, your insights, and hey, congrats again.
Yeah.
Smoking fast.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultra guys are not just long and fast, but they can be short and fast too, putting up big times. Paul Tarek, you don't want to run against this guy.
No, I don't even want to run the same course. Not only not against him, I don't even run on the same day.
Maybe in the 110 hurdle.
110 hurdle.
And the sad part is, you stand probably as good a chance beating me in that as you would in any race over a mile.
How about the bear crawl for 100 yards?
Oh yeah, I'd hammer that.
I'd hammer that. I bet you would. Hey, coming up, don't leave us. We got Kara June coming in. She won the women's race. First half marathon back since having a child about 9 months ago. Saw Joe today, her husband, and she's back at it. One race in, one victory. She put up a very nice time there, and it's only going to get faster for her. More of that. Sean Chaney as well. He took a big race in Lake Lopez. I love those triathlons. They had about 1 million different courses, it seemed like, that they were running over there. One different race after another. And Sean Chaney's a fun guy. Another dad, works hard. Entrepreneur, involved in all kinds of businesses. Guy kicked some butt, so finding some time to get his workouts in. So all this and more on Living the Run. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Slow Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
Did you know that many people endure aches and pains in their feet, legs, and back, but few recognize the solution for some of the more common causes are as simple as a more supportive and comfortable insole? At Cadence Insoles, we understand the insole in your shoe provides the first line of support and comfort for your feet. Designed by physical therapists and recommended by podiatrists, Cadence Insoles provide the elusive combination of orthotic support with the shock-absorbing comfort of an insole. A local business? Visit cadenceinsoles.com for more information. Cadence Insoles. Support made comfortable.
Hey everybody, Tara Kulikoff, San Luis Obispo resident, here to speak on behalf of Gardens by Gabriel and my experience. As a landscaper in the county, they are hands down my top pick. They're honest, knowledgeable, passionate, and detail-oriented. The owner, Gabriel Frank, is a true botanical zealot who adds his own creative ideas while respecting my needs and working with the ecosystem. His crew is phenomenal. They are so helpful and so hardworking. My front yard is absolutely perfect. So dig them at gardensbygabriel.com.
Hey everyone, Eric Fiallo here from LeftLaneSports.com. Are you tired of paying full retail on your favorite outdoor and endurance brands? Well, whether you run, bike, swim, hike, climb, or surf, LeftLaneSports.com has got you covered. Save 50 to 70% off retail every day on brands like Under Armour, Asics, New Balance, Timex, Hurley, Patagonia, and more. Visit LeftLaneSports.com and sign up for a free membership. Plus, save on shipping by picking up your order at our headquarters in San Luis Obispo. LeftLaneSports.com. Gear you need, prices you want, service you deserve.
We're back with Living the Run.
Creators of extraordinary landscapes, Gardens by Gabriel. First step to your dream garden, call them at 805-215-0511 or check them out, gardensbygabriel.com. Are you kidding me on those times that Thomas Rice was talking about with his kids? An 8-year-old going just over 20 minutes in the 5K.
I better challenge him to a race quickly because I think by next year there's no way I could hang with him.
Oh,
I think now I'd lean him out.
props to Luke. Luke goes 20:36. His brother, just a couple years older, Dylan, goes 20:37. These kids, and I bet older brother wanted to hang with his younger brother. I know that's how my sons would do it. Is just kind of at that age, they kind of go together, bring little guy along, and hang with them. That is.
I think
That's fast.
Well, I think the mentality for the next race is now older brother is just going to dominate him from the beginning and drop him early, break him mentally. That's, new game plan. The last one didn't work. The last one wasn't good for him.
My sister, she's 4 years older than me, and she's a distance runner. She's run a couple marathons. Her PR is like 3:30, so good. But she told me that if I ever run a marathon and beat her time, she'll kill me. So I don't think.
Not even like the good-natured sister, I'll kill you. It's like, no, literally, I will kill you.
But I have no plans to run a marathon, so.
We were going to do that half marathon. Paul Tarek, City to the Sea, our next guest in just a minute, female winner. You and I were going to compete, and then something dropped off the table there.
I think what
that's
happened,
right. You had.
I knocked my wife up a couple months ago, and
right.
we had a baby girl. So it's not an excuse, because I know it's like our next guest is going to tell us about how you have a baby and you just do it. So she has zero empathy for me. But
yeah, kind of what I was trying to say.
I didn't even have the baby. I'm just in the house while the baby's present, kind of thing. And she's like, no, I had the baby and I'm running faster than you.
I got to give you props too, man. I think I saw a Facebook post that says something about the Tarek household was having a little trouble consoling baby Justice, right? And then dad walks in. No problem.
Yeah, I figured out if you pick the baby up and just go, ah, it doesn't give it a chance to scream, and then it stops crying. See?
New techniques.
You should write a parenting book.
For all you psychologists out there.
Yeah. Hey, good segue. Our next guest, winner of the half marathon, second half marathon since having a baby 9 months ago. She's been with us before. She talked about revving it up a little bit. Sounds like nothing like revving it up and going out and smoking a few people out in the local race. 122 in the City to the Sea. Cara June, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You ran one pretty. Let's actually take this whole thing back. Steeplechase Olympic Trials 2012, pregnant.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. No problem.
Yeah.
I'll just go jump over a few steeples and run really fast. Then you have a baby. How many weeks after do we run the slow half?
10 weeks.
10 weeks out, and we run 1:30.
1:30 in
Yeah.
a few seconds here.
In a few seconds. Yeah, change. And then 9 months later, we go out and we win the City to the Sea 122.
Yes.
Are you back?
I'm on my way. I do think I'm on my way. I had so much fun out there, though. I was just saying during the break that looking at photos afterwards, I was smiling in a lot of pictures, and I can't remember ever feeling so good and calm and kind of controlled. And I think it was just because I had no pressure other than running faster than I did for the slow marathon. So that was all I had to do.
There's a lot of people that probably hate you now because they're probably looking at the same pictures like, why is this girl smiling?
Yeah.
I would be feeling the same way. Like, is she putting a face on for the photos? Like, no, actually, I was having a really good time out there. And it helps that my husband and McKenna, our daughter, were out there too. So that made me really happy the whole time too, knowing that I would see them a couple times during the race. So it was nice.
And you were aware that there are people that ran like 140, 145 that were hurting the whole way that probably had zero fun from the time they got off.
I've been in races like that too, though. So when you are feeling good, just live it up and take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think she's kind of hitting on a good point, and we talk about this a lot on this show, is find something in the fitness world that you like to do, and have fun doing. And so many people struggle with that, and we've talked about it. They go and get on the treadmill at 6 a.m. at the gym, and they hate it, and it's kind of like they don't really see the results. Kind of neat. that transition mentally, maybe, going from this competitive athlete at a very, very high level, looking at Olympics, collegiate level, where maybe the pressure is just at times takes some of the fun out of it. And here, maybe a little bit less pressure. I think, especially you're talking about, you're seeing your family out there, enjoying a little bit of that. Sounds like a nice transition.
It was really nice, but I do think that once I start establishing goals again, the nerves will come back.
You're going to take the fun out of it.
Not really, no, because I've been running for a very long time, since I think I was 7, and doing AAU and Junior Olympic events, stuff like that, for cross country mostly, and then in the high school I did and junior high track, and that's where that started. But I have had a lot of fun with it. I have gone a lot of places, met so many people. I wouldn't have a lot of friends that I have, or acquaintances and experiences, if it wasn't for athletics and for running. So I love it. It's not always fun. It is a lot of work. I, too, would hate the treadmill at 6 a.m. You will not ever find me there. But you might find me on the pavement at 5:30. Like this morning, I was out at 5:30 running. So it got to give and take. If you don't like the treadmill, go outside. Try that.
Are you going to, and I know this is a long time, maybe in the future, maybe not so long, once you get to a point where you're happy with your times or feeling really good about it, is there a number that you would say, maybe I could be competitive at the next level at the marathon distance? Possible?
Not impossible.
Love that answer.
The marathon has always been in the back of my mind. It'll take a while for me to get there mentally, but I do think it is a possibility. I just don't know how soon, and I don't know how much it will take for me to give up time with family to actually establish the training that will be necessary to do that, and I don't know that I'm willing to do that.
They have jogging strollers, right?
I
bring
have
them with
a Bob. I don't know what model it is, but she loves it, so I use it often.
The Bob is a savior. I mean, it's just it's such a brilliant design.
What is it?
Well, the Bob stroller. It's just it's a neat deal. You can kind of take it on trails too. I had the double as well. That got a little rough,
That's
when you
crazy.
start getting 50 pounds, 60 pounds in that thing, trying to push
Is
it
it
up.
it's a push one?
Yeah, it's a
I was
push.
wondering why they don't make like a harness with like one you trail behind you.
You would.
I totally would, like tow that thing. Yeah, you set the brakes a little bit, work on some resistance training. Yeah.
Hey, what's the difference mentally? Again, talking to Kara June, she won one city to see this last week, and what was it again? 122.
122.25.
Yeah, to talk about the difference in going steeplechase, where you got obstacles, versus longer runs with no obstacles. Any difference at all? Any shift mentally in that?
Absolutely. With the steeplechase, you have not only the running to think about, but the fact that A, there are barriers. B, you still have competitors around you, and the barriers only extend 3 or so lanes across. So you can't go in lane 4 and skip the barrier. And if you're in a group of people, it's definitely hard to get that eye, coordination going on. Like, okay, well, I can't see the barrier. When do I jump? So it's a huge difference. When you're out on the pavement and running, you still do have some obstacles, but usually not of the non-moving barrier type. So,
how aware are you of where you are positionally in a race like that, city to sea? Now, I mean, it's obvious. You're on the track. You get 6, 7, 8 girls with you. You got a massive humanity out there in some of these bigger races. How aware are you where you were in position wise in that race?
as far as the women, or just overall?
Yeah, as far as the women. Did you know that you were leading that race? When did you know you were leading the race?
I did know I was leading it. There were a couple women who went out a little bit fast in the beginning, but I think maybe less than half a mile. My friend Jen and I were already out in the front and being passed by some men, but also knowing that a bunch of them would come back. So at that point,
I'll see you guys in an hour.
There's always, it's generally of the male gender. When you, as a woman, catch up to them, there's always that surge, and then you catch up, they surge, you catch up. It's like, dude, just stay with me, or let me go. One of the two.
Give up, man. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Just let it go.
Just let it happen.
I've never had that issue in those races. I've pointed at a couple, and I just kind of
let them roll by you. And
yeah, I'm okay with people rolling by me. It's okay. Yeah.
You get those few men that are not, which whatever, it makes it fun, because in my head, I'm like, you're wasting so much energy. Go ahead. This is fun for me. We can play this cat and mouse game, but
Not that we're generalizing, genders here or anything. I just want to get that out there. Everybody's equal here on Living the Run. But, but she's probably right. Men probably are a little more thick-headed when it comes to the fact, it's like, dude, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass you.
I'm going to say everyone's not equal here in Living the Run. Kara June just won first place in the City to See. None of us did. None of us entered, but it wouldn't have mattered.
congratulations on your baby. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's fun. She was great for, she was in the hospital for an extra week, and then we brought her home, and she was great. And then in the last couple of days, she's really discovered her lungs.
Oh, yes.
She's like, I love these things. They make great amounts of noise at all hours of the day. Yeah.
And it brings me attention, so let's keep doing it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do. I'm going to tell the wife, I'm like, I'm not picking her up. Kara said, don't give her attention.
No.
She
At
wants,
this point, you can't spoil them. So love, cradle.
I'm going to say, City to the Sea winner told me, don't spoil her. Don't pick her up.
Have it on the record that I did not say that.
What's next on the race calendar for you?
I'm actually doing the Cal Poly Cross Country Invite this Saturday. Yeah, it'll be fun.
What is that? That's
It's an invite put on by Cal Poly's cross country team.
We're unaware. Is that all that's happening? It's just a simple cross country race, or we got a track race going as well?
No, it's just cross, and
Cross season.
I think it'll be a little bit smaller on the collegiate level, but there's a bunch of high schools that will be there too. I remember running there when I was in high school and college, and I don't think I've raced that course in 10 years, so it'll be pretty.
That's the one out on Highway 1, right? At the
What's
golf
that?
course?
No, it's not at the golf
Or
course.
just past
it's
it,
at
sorry,
Cross.
past the golf course, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Hilly?
Very.
City to Sea fairly flat, right?
It is. There's some hills towards the middle, but the beginning is quite little downhill, decline the whole time, and then the end as well. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Easy to roll.
where's your strength lie? I mean, do you see yourself? We just got off to Thomas Rice, ultra guy, loves Tahoe. He loves these kind of mountain runs, kind of some of this crazy stuff. Get up at that elevation. Some people do better on those. Some people like that flat. Where do you see yourself thriving?
I think with the steeplechase background, I definitely like the when it's not so just straight running. I like a little bit of a challenge. Not so much the altitude mountain running. Tomas is crazy. That guy is amazing, but he's also a little insane, which we talked about on Sunday afterwards. So I do enjoy where I can get in a rhythm, but it's also not redundant. So say you have a race and you can see the finish line 800 meters ahead. I hate that. I'd rather come around the corner and the finish is right there. So kind of on the track, that's not really why I haven't done a 10K, because I know it's 25 laps and come around the first lap, there's 24 more. Mentally, to me, that's extremely tough, but on the roads, I love 10Ks.
25. She's complaining about 25.
400.
Mr. Rice was just talking about 400 laps. Did you hear him talk about that? He just talked about a guy set a record, 11 hours and 59 minutes, 400 laps on the track, 100 miles. New American record, kept a 7:11?
Yes, average
something
7:11.
7:11 pace for 100 miles.
The mental, just the mental aspect of seeing the lap counter click down, like
99.
399, 398.
I love your honesty. I mean, 25 laps is like, for me too, it's like 25 laps is way too long on a track. It's so monotonous.
It is. to
Two
me.
laps is way. Once you go around once, you've already seen everything. You don't need to go around again. It's the same.
And that's my issue with the treadmill too. You don't have
It's not even a
anything.
track to go around.
Right.
You've seen it all as soon as you step on.
You got a marathon in the future next year?
I don't know if next year will be the year, but I think it would be pretty cool to get one in, a few in, to see if 2016 marathon trials is even a possibility. I don't know if next year is going to be the year. I am working with a new coach. Actually, he's my husband's coach as well. So we'll see where that goes.
Good stuff. Kara, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Smoke them at the Cal Poly cross country. And hey, Paul, I got to say this too. I asked Kara, she said, I could call in, but with Paul Tarek in studio, not everybody gets many opportunities to spend a few minutes sitting next to that guy.
No.
The energy coming off of him is just fantastic.
That's what
And,
you said.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you said.
pretty sure I know her, and I'm sure she didn't say that exactly. Maybe she insinuated that, but I don't think verbatim that's what she said.
Yeah. Your husband was awesome as well in Lake Lopez. He won one of the races. I don't know. Like I said, there was a gaggle of races there as well.
Yeah, he won the long course.
He won the long course.
Really neat to see him out there.
Yeah, put up a fast time, and he's starting to transition over to that Ironman world too.
Yeah.
What a great weekend for the family.
Oh,
You guys hassling the baby? It's like, what'd you win, baby?
arguably the fittest couple on the Central Coast.
What did you win, baby?
Oh, with that, folks, Sean Chaney next. Talk to the little Lake Lopez triathlon. Tips and takeaways to follow. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
Do you run, walk, hike, or work on your feet? Are your feet, legs, and back tired after a long day's work? Get Cadence Insoles. Designed by physical therapists and recommended by podiatrists, Cadence Insoles provide the elusive combination of orthotic support with the shock-absorbing comfort of an insole. This unique combination of support and comfort helps reduce stress and fatigue in the feet, legs, hips, and back, and alleviates many common injuries such as plantar fasciitis. A local business? Visit cadenceinsoles.com for more information. Cadence Insoles, support made comfortable.
Hey, this is Tara Kulikoff, San Luis Obispo resident. Gardens by Gabriel is hands down my top pick for landscapers in San Luis Obispo County. Gardens by Gabriel is honest, knowledgeable, passionate, and detail-oriented. The owner, Gabriel Frank, is a true botanical zealot. He's able to add his own creative ideas while respecting my needs and working with the ecosystem that I live in. His crew is phenomenal. Their passion truly transformed my beautiful front yard. Dig them at gardensbygabriel.com.
We're back with Living the Run.
Good guess, Paul Tarek.
It's always the intermissions here that are the best. It is. Too bad they're not radio
don't say
friendly.
that to the listeners. Yeah. The intermissions are good. Cara June Thorne, phenomenal athlete, fun to watch her transition. You know, it's interesting. They talked about this in the Ironman as well, that there's a couple runners, and they tend to be the female runners, that look like they're having a ton of fun out there. And it's just hard to imagine, you know, Kona Ironman, how do you have a ton of fun? She's running extremely fast in the City of the Sea, big smile on her face. It's nice to see. I think a lot of times people associate exercise always with pain, always with suffering. And although there is some of that, there is the flip side to it too. And it's an encouraging deal.
Yeah, I mean, you can't look at a workout like it's going to be miserable the whole time. I mean, you know it. You know, Melissa said it. Like, she hates the 200s, and she knows that. But if she approached it when she actually went to start the race with the mentality that this is going to be terrible, I hate it, she wouldn't get. I mean, one, she may not even finish it, but she wouldn't get the same benefit she'd get out of it. As you know, I know when I was running, I knew it was going to be miserable. But about 5 to 10 minutes before we started, you're not worried about if it's going to be miserable or if it's going to be bad. You're just focused on what are you going to do to accomplish the things you want to accomplish for the workout. And then after you're all done with it, you'll probably think back and go, oh, my gosh, that was terrible and miserable. But for the time that you're doing it and the time that you're preparing for it, it's really, you know, focused on accomplishing the things that you set out to do.
Yeah, I think
What do you
that's
think, Melissa?
probably my biggest problem. Because the 2 minutes or 5 minutes leading up to the start of a workout, I just psych myself out so bad.
Well, I think we've touched on a major thing we can improve on here. I'll be calling Jenny up. Coach, I got an idea.
Little anxiety, maybe. You know,
I
the
have-
butterflies getting the best of you?
I have the worst workout anxiety ever. I think about it all day, even starting at the end of the practice the day before. It's all I think about.
If I was competing against you, I would be calling you. Like, even if I lived like across the country and I didn't even know you, I'd call you, I'd Facebook you and be like, hey, how's that workout going to go today? Pretty good? Oh, it's going to be a tough. I'd be psyching you out left and right.
It doesn't matter. Workout is totally different than competition, though, and I'm a gamer. So
Oh, I know, but I'd be trying to psych you out in your workout so that you wouldn't be ready for the competition. Like, that's a miserable workout you got today. Oh, man.
Hey, we got to get this guy on here. New guest to the show. I think he's a listener occasionally. One of his good friends, also a Living the Run guest as well, fitness enthusiast. Let me set this one up for you. We got this. So let me set up this guy coming on. He's a father of 3, husband, entrepreneur, guy's in all kinds of business stuff, big community member. It seems like he's involved in everything. You talk to him about his workouts. He I got through. Goes over to the Lake Lopez Triathlon, mountain bike course, off-road. Walks away with first place. I'm calling out Sandbagger on this one. This is the guy that's going to come steal your money from you. Sean Cheney joining us. Is that an accurate assessment of what happened at the Scott Tinley?
Well, I don't know about the steal the money from you part, but
you're not going to pickpocket us?
I'm not going to steal your money, but I will, when I can, get into the great outdoors and enjoy some exercise, that's for sure.
Congratulations, man. First place. I don't know if you surprised yourself or not. I was very excited to see the rankings go through. Mutual friend of ours, Chad Thule, told me, he said, hey, go take a look at those stats. You may be surprised. Your expectations going in, and then what you were kind of sensing out there on the course. We just talked to Cara June Thorne, One City to the Sea. Were you aware of what position you were in during that race, and were you pushing for that victory?
Yeah, for starters, definitely just surprised myself, did not go into the event with the goal or even much of a thought of winning it, to be totally honest. Just entered the race kind of as a marker to have something out there to continue a consistent exercise routine towards. That's kind of why I do events, more for the consistency of working out, and health benefit of doing so is really about it. And last year was the first triathlon that I'd ever done, and I did the road course. And a good friend of mine, Tyler O'Brien, had done the mountain course last year and placed second. Well, this year I said, I'll just mix it up and do the mountain biking course. I'm really a more avid mountain biker than anything else. And so show up and and find out that the guy that beat my buddy last year is in the race. So, instantly out of the gate, that guy's a marked man.
Fire in the belly right off the bat.
Yeah. So got out there on the course and was just having fun with it. And by the end of the mountain bike, I found myself right on this guy's tail, and him and one other guy in front. And so it was fun. It kind of all culminated with him, my one marked man to beat for the sake of my buddy, right in front of me. So it played out pretty fun.
Defending his honor 1 year later.
Hey, Sean, who's Scooter McSwaley?
It's a mutual friend of ours, and he's a good man. Let's just say that.
Hey, man, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. What's the goal next year? You go in 2 years ago, first race. Come into this next year, you win one. Are we going longer next year? What's going on?
No, lengthy triathlons are just, I don't think, ever going to be in the cards for me. I've had reconstructive knee surgeries. My knees are poor, so the sprint version is really a perfect fit for me. When I do go and run, I'm running 3 no more than 5 miles at a time, and I kind of go high intensity and just go for it, but I can't go as much as I would like to. Just can't go into endurance mode because my knees will just fall apart and can't handle it.
Awesome stuff, man. Father of 3, entrepreneur, and now winner at the Scott Tinley. Sean, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Hey, we got to take a quick break. Keep paying for the show. Tips and takeaways when we return.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Slow Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
Did you know that many people endure aches and pains in their feet, legs, and back, but few recognize the solution for some of the more common causes are as simple as a more supportive and comfortable insole? At Cadence Insoles, we understand the insole in your shoe provides the first line of support and comfort for your feet. Designed by physical therapists and recommended by podiatrists, Cadence Insoles provide the elusive combination of orthotic support with the shock-absorbing comfort of an insole. A local business, visit cadenceinsoles.com for more information. Cadence Insoles, support made comfortable.
Hey everybody, Tara Kulikoff, San Luis Obispo resident, here to speak on behalf of Gardens by Gabriel and my experience. As a landscaper in the county, they are hands down my top pick. They're honest, knowledgeable, passionate, and detail-oriented. The owner, Gabriel Frank, is a true botanical zealot who adds his own creative ideas while respecting my needs and working with the ecosystem. His crew is phenomenal. They are so helpful and so hardworking. My front yard is absolutely perfect. So dig them at gardensbygabriel.com.
Hey everyone, Eric Fiallo here from LeftLaneSports.com. Are you tired of paying full retail on your favorite outdoor and endurance brands? Well, whether you run, bike, swim, hike, climb, or surf, LeftLaneSports.com has got you covered. Save 50 to 70% off retail every day on brands like Under Armour, Asics, New Balance, Timex, Hurley, Patagonia, and more. Visit LeftLaneSports.com and sign up for a free membership. Plus, save on shipping by picking up your order at our headquarters in San Luis Obispo. LeftLaneSports.com. Gear you need, prices you want, service you deserve.
We're back with Living the Run.
Living the Run brought to you by Left Lane Sports, leftlanesports.com. Gear you need, prices you want, service you deserve. Up against the clock, fun show tonight. Good guests, Cara June Thorne, Sean Chaney, Thomas Rice, all winners in respective races. Tips and takeaways from tonight's show, Olympian.
I'm going to go with the Rex Stevens of, just find something fitness related that you like to do. It's not a competition with everybody else. It's just get out there and do something you enjoy doing.
I'm going to go with the words of wisdom from Paul Tarek.
What? We got to go to the archives to find the last time somebody went to tips and takeaways.
Words never before uttered.
I'm going to, next week when I'm doing my 10 times 200 with a minute rest for the last time of the fall, I'm going to have a positive attitude going into it, and I'm going to run fast because it's going to hurt no matter what. So thank you, Paul.
Hey, I'm going to go with City of the Sea female winner, Cara June Thorne. Said she has had a smile on her face during that whole workout. Folks, it takes less energy to smile than it does to frown, grimace, or grind it out. She even talked about it a little bit. Guys wasting a lot of energy with just kind of emotionally getting into the race a little bit wrong, getting a little stressed when the female was passing them. And now all of a sudden, their facial expressions weren't right. They were not smiling, not having nearly the amount of fun that she was. And it's just one of those things that we miss out. We had a lot of fun today at the track, Paul Tarek. I'm still waiting for you to come join us. Some bear crawls, maybe some crab walks next week, pull-ups. We'll run those 400s at whatever clip you desire. You'll probably do the same thing that Rando does to me every time. Just get just that 1 or 2 seconds right in front that I can't catch. That acceleration that comes from being a past Olympian. Folks, as always, stay tuned for the CJ Silas Show next. Don't forget the Slow Late Show from 10 to midnight with Alex and Bobby. Thanks again to our guests, Cara June Thorne, City of the Sea winner, Thomas Rice, winner in his age group, second overall, and Sean Chaney, winner at Lake Lopez. As we say always on this show, live healthy, live bold, folks. Join us each week to live the run.